Okay, there we go. We're back up again. We are back up again. All right.
Begged my dad to let me sit on the curb. At that, up to the
What's
point
going on in
I
this
was
story?
severely premature and has to sleep in the same room as us for several years. One night she's in bed in our room, starts crying over the monitor.
This
I
is
say I'll check on her.
life.
I usually just lie with her until she falls asleep. I go upstairs and she's clearly more distressed than usual. She can talk by this point, so I ask her what's wrong. The man, she says. The man did. What man? She points to the corner of the room. Under the window. That man there. The story that really still sends shivers down my spine is what happened to me when I was 8 years old. So one day my dad took me to this car show at a local casino lot. It was a
Oh
drag race
shoot.
type show with tons of revving engines, so it was loud. Well before the show, my dad took me to the buffet for breakfast and noticed this creepy middle-aged man staring at me. Thing is, my dad only noticed him because he was trying to read what the man's hat said. It had some weird symbol on it. We finished our meal and my dad and I walked to the car show unaware that this man was following us throughout the entire casino. Well, during the show, I was kind of being a brat and my feet hurt, so I begged my dad to let me sit on the curb. At that age, I didn't really care about cars, but my dad loved them. He told me, yeah, sure, just don't go far. When my dad told me the story again the way he says it, as something inside him told him to turn around. He turned around, and sure enough, that man was standing right next to me staring at me. My father literally ran over, grabbed me, and told me we're leaving. As we headed back to our truck, he says he looked back and the man smiled and mouthed the words almost godly. I'm convinced that man was a serial child molester and probable serial killer. My dad still says that he has never experienced something that evil in his whole life except that day in BTW. I'm a grown adult, but I still won't go to that casino. Every time I see the casino, I remember that day and I get chills in my spine because had my dad not turned around, I probably would have been kidnapped, tortured, and possibly murdered in some dude's basement. It still freaks me out and I'm almost 30 today. This was about 2 years ago now. Me, my brother, and my dad were camping out in the woods. This wasn't glamping with a fancy trailer and all that. This was bare bone camping in a tent under the stars in the middle of the forest, maybe 40 kilometers from the nearest paved road. So, anyways, it was about 1 o'clock in the morning when I heard the sound I will never forget. The loudest fucking roar I have ever heard in my life. It felt like all the air inside me left. I looked over to my dad and all the color had drained from his face. We were both frozen. My brother's still asleep, and I have no fucking clue how. This was a dead zone too. No reception for 80 kilometers from one town to the next. We were in the middle of that, except 40 kilometers in the forest.
I'm sorry. I'm just playing with my breath right now. After I turned off the heater, it's just getting colder and colder in here. But yeah.
We didn't hear anything until about 2 hours later. I still was wide awake, completely shaken to the core, when I heard what sounded like a branch getting smashed against the tree. Then after that the night was silent. I got up and was afraid to walk 5 feet from the campsite. But I had to pee, so I went off a little ways into the woods. That's when the scent hit me. I can't describe it with words honestly. Needless to say, we got up and got back in the truck and got out of there as fast as we could. I still don't know what was in the woods with us that night. My friend and I were driving home the morning after a party. It was late morning and we were on a long boring highway that runs parallel to a river. My friend was driving my car and I was trying to rest in the passenger's seat when he starts to get anxious. I asked him what was wrong, and he pointed out an SUV behind us. He said it had been following us for a while. I laughed and reminded him this was a highway, and told him not to be paranoid. Then he said, no, no, watch this, and he slowed down to like 35 miles per hour. It was a 55 miles per hour speed limit. The SUV slowed down too. He sped up, so did the SUV. We considered stopping, but we knew that could open up a whole new can of worms. Now I am by no means the guy you want in a situation like this, but I'm also not a complete dummy. I kept a pistol in my glove box that I retrieved, and when we finally approached the red light, with the SUV behind us, I told my friend to put on his right turn signal. The SUV followed suit. Then, instead of turning right, we went straight. So did the SUV. Now it's clear they want us. At this point, I have my gun in one hand and $911 in the other, ready to make the call. In a stroke of genius, my friend manages to whip the car across 2 lanes of traffic and get in the turning lane to a mall. The SUV couldn't follow up, and now they are next to us, with a car in the middle at the light. I half expected to look over and see a couple rednecks laughing. In my neck of the woods, it wouldn't be uncommon. Instead, two of the creepiest looking dudes I've ever seen just sat there staring straight ahead, not looking over at us once. When we turned into the mall parking lot, we stayed there for about 30 minutes, ready and waiting for them to turn around and come back, but they never did. I don't know for sure what their plans were or why they were following us, but it was certainly a terrifying drive. I know this will sound like bullshit, but I promise that everything I'm about to tell you happened. There were these old.
Wondering if I should just turn off the stories because my stream bitrate is fluctuating like crazy right now. So yeah, let's just turn that off. See if that helps. Okay. Seems to have leveled out because it was fluctuating. Like I got my bit rate to like around 700 or 800 kilobytes. And with the stories going, it was like bouncing back and forth, dipping as low as like 100 kbs to like up to like a 12 or 1400 kbs. And usually it just kind of like stays like at around 750 and just kind of like going back and forth between there in that range between 700 and 800. Ooh. Yeah. All right. No more stories for now. But let's see. I gotta I gotta redraw this part. Melody says probably sure Satnet not used to being awake this early. Probably. Well, we're past like the bonus hours for streaming services, so it's probably having a bit of a struggle. So I got this scene to like redraw. Just like trying to think of it logically is like, what is he doing outside of the stomach? Like the coyote swallowed him whole, and then the next time we see the horned toad, like he's just walking around the coyote's guts. There he is, like on the intestines, and it looks like he's about to. Well, it looks like he's messing with one of the kidneys. And I guess cartoon logic, you know. Like the coyote doesn't have a stomach; he just like has an orifice that opens into his like open like cavity that once the coyote swallows something, it just like lands right there inside of his chest cavity because there's no stomach to speak of. Because if there was, the horned toad would be in there. Anyway, cartoon logic. Don't overthink it. So I got to redraw this. The scene: intestines, kidneys, liver. Mm. Oh man, it's getting cold, so it's like the cold is like making me want to bundle up and go back to sleep. So usually, like cold, from what I hear, the cold wakes people up, but for me, kind of does the opposite. Unless it's cold water, you know, cold water will like wake me up really quick. But if it's just cold air like this, it just starts to lull me to sleep because I think subconsciously I'm thinking of the prospect of just like in this cold air, just like crawling back up into my covers in bed and just going back to sleep until it warms up again. I'm trying to rub my knees, get some friction warmth going. Ah. Melody says if he was an English horn toad, he'd be making a pie out of that kidney. Ah, kidney pie. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I've heard that term before. Oh, what's the time, love? How much time we got? I spoiled my timekeeping because I had to restart the stream. We got at least an hour under our belts, right? Okay, my toes are starting to get frosty. Okay. Melody says we English are famous for our steak and kidney pies. It's a meat pie. So Horntoad's going to be here, like walking around on his intestines. Get the large intestine there too, and get the kidneys. I don't know where the kidneys go. I think they go. They're like right here, and in relation to the intestines, I think they'd be, I guess, right behind the intestines. But for cartoon logic's sake, we'll put them like just kind of like sitting on top of the intestines. Because I know the liver goes here somewhere. I guess we'll put the liver right there. And usually the stomach would go here, then the diaphragm, and then the lungs. But we'll just bunch them all together because cartoon logic, right? There's the heart. There's the other lung and the rib cage. Dana! Dana! Shut up! Silly dogs. Okay, which. Melody says under 50 minutes. Yes! Wait, no. I was thinking like under 50 minutes left to go, but I think I've only done about a little under 50 minutes of streaming so far. I was thinking, wait, I was celebrating, but then thinking like, it's a little too soon. I think she means the other way around. Ah, nuts. Hmm. And then I can start working on money commissions again and maybe do a little work on my YouTube graphics. I got a story in mind to do like a story time animation because I'm thinking of like just kind of like starting in my childhood and tell like stories from my days as a kid. And the one I have in mind is back when I was a kid. There was a day where I almost shit myself, and it was at a carnival, and it became like this whole like huge like possible cataclysmic event because it sucked. Like at one moment, like I'm just like a kid, just like enjoying my day at the carnival, but then at the next, it's like I'm on the verge of shitting myself, and then I have to like ease my way back like around the carnival grounds to where I last saw a bathroom, and it was just this horrible trek of just like walking through this crowd and like around all the like carnival like the carnival booths and everything, snaking my way like like I'm exaggerating of course, but it felt like going I was going like inch by inch, just like careful to like not jostle my guts any more than they have to be because like I am right on the verge of just like shit exploding in my pants. But I finally make it to a bathroom and just like let loose on that poor shitter. But yeah, I was thinking like maybe I'll start with that story. There's like maybe like other stories I could probably do, like I don't know, like time like I fell off my bike or the time I broke my ankle, or maybe like some spooky stories. I don't know. Melody says exact time 45 minutes and 20 seconds, or Squish Cats, or Squish Cats Reanimation. Well, like yeah, I want to work on those animations and just try to get them as done as possible so I can like put them in my demo reel because that's like an important to do. But in the meantime, like work on the YouTube graphics so I can start cranking out some of these YouTube story times because they're doing like story time content seems to be a lot easier. But if it can generate like random donations again, like back when I was like posting art regularly, I would get random donations here and there, and that helped supplement my income as I was working on commissions. But right now, like commission work is all I'm living on because I don't post as much like artistic content on my websites anymore. But if I can make these storytime animations, post them on YouTube, and have like a link to my coffee page, maybe then like I'm hoping to like regenerate those sporadic like donations again and just get that supplemental income up and running once more because like it's a bit difficult like trying to like stay on top of like producing like new art all the time, especially with everything going on in my life, and making like consistent animations like some of these other channels do, like Meat Canyon or Domix animations. It's just really time consuming, and those people have like done enough to where they can actually afford like a small group of artists to help them like assist them to like make the content that they do. But I'm nowhere near that at this point, so I may as well just like do these story time videos because I find that it's a lot easier because like all I have to do is like take the set graphics that I have now and just finish them. and then just make new graphics as like more poses and emotions are necessary, and just like add to that as time goes on. And putting together like a story time animation isn't that difficult because you're just like switching back and forth between like the set graphics that you have, and just putting that together last night, it was like this is a lot easier than I thought it was. All I have to do is like finish these graphics and like as the days go on, and maybe just maybe if I produce enough of them, that'll expand my my fan base, and then kind of like reignite that flame of like people wanting to contribute and fund the projects that I'm working on, and just again like having that supplemental income by way of like those random donations that would come again, just like regenerating that would be really helpful uh, right now. But yeah, Melody says, or Squish Cats the animation hopeful eyes. Like that, yeah, definitely. I'm jumping back on that. The next minute, and the next minute, Code Brown in reference to my almost shitting my pants story. Melody says that's a ponderance. Do you think your storytime minimations could constitute as scum service? No, unfortunately, it's not. Like it doesn't matter what I do with my artwork outside of the approved community service I'm doing now. Like if I start like doing like story time animations, just focusing on myself, court's just going to consider that as a hobby. So I'm stuck with this community service until I either get a job or start going back to school. And I start going back to school like next week. So this will be the last week of community service for a long while. And I say like a long while because school is going to be going for like 3 weeks, not 3 weeks, 3 months. But then in between that, like this is going to be the first semester of my certificate course. And this is the spring semester. And unfortunately, as the schedule stands right now, there is no summer semester for computer technology courses, like for web design or programming. So it seems like they only have them in the spring and the fall. So if the schedule doesn't change, I'm going to be going back to community service come the summer semester. But that's kind of like up in the air right now. Like things have things. I was given the impression things have a tendency to change sometimes, given like I guess what's going on. So they told me like to keep checking back with the summer courses as far as computer technologies goes, and sign up for those classes if they become available at that time. But as for right now, it looks like I'm only going to be doing spring and fall courses. Mother says, I mean, I don't see why it couldn't be. It is done on the freebie. Yeah, it is, but if I do not community service, storytime animations, even though it's like I'm not doing it as a form of commission work, it's not actually like the courts aren't going to see that as like serving the community. The community service I'm doing right now, the storyboards and the animations I'll be doing eventually for these Navajo Coyote stories, um, I'm doing it for the school district that owns them. Like this is all work meant for the school district, so that's what they consider as community service, because doing this for the school district and updating all these graphics and animations, they see that as a form of like serving the community because um, it it kind of like brings attention to like the Navajo language, and kind of like well, generating interest in like traditions and the Navajo language and the stories that that are involved with this project. So yeah, story time animation they won't see as serving the community, but these storyboards for the Navajo Coyote Stories Reanimation Project, that's what they see as community service. But yeah, Melody says, "Good riddance, scum service." Well, yeah, like once classes start up, like I guess I can say, see you later to community service for the remainder of the quarter. Melody says, "I'd rather just burn down the fucking community so there's nothing left to serve." Yeah, yeah, fuck them. Anyway, I'm going to pull up some actual anatomy because it's going to bug me if I don't get this at least close to, um, not precise, but I guess factual. Um, Organ anatomy. I don't know what to call them. Ah, hey, it worked. Images. Okay. Let's pull up. I want to get a sense of where the kidneys are. Where are das kidneys? Come on, you got to give me a bigger image than that. Okay. Here we go. Wait, what? I think this like little thing here would be one of the kidneys, but it says it's the spleen. Hmm. This fatty thing here is the pancreas. There's the liver. Where are the kidneys? Show me your fucking kidneys. Duodenum, pancreas, gallbladder. Okay, what about this one? This one looks promising. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll just follow this for my cartoony logic. So the kidneys, I guess they have them here, like when they're ordered sequentially, are just kind of like sitting on top of the intestines. Then above that, you got the stomach. Right next to that, next door neighbor is the liver, and above that, like I'm sure, is the diaphragm, but we can forget that. And then you got the lungs, and then the heart right in the middle. So cool. We'll just go with this. This creepy motherfucker. Oh, you dirty rat. You killed my brother. Okay. Melody says 34 minutes. Search color coded digestive system. Oh. Yeah. Well, I think this works well enough, but let me go ahead and look for that. Color coded digestive system. Color coded digestive system. Oh, yeah. He's like very basic, but none of these show the kidneys, and that's what I was trying to find is like, where the fuck are my fucking kidneys? I know they're like in the back and the sides somewhere because like playing around, like play fighting and stuff, like someone would like yell out kidney shot and like freaking give a punch right to the back quarter right there, like boom, like oh, oh, prepare to pee blood for a week, kidney shot, boom, oh, oh, yeah. Back in high school, like a bunch of us, uh, bunch of us tough guys. We started a we started a fight club before Fight Club was even a thing. When was Fight Club released? Now I'm going off on some tangent. 1999. Yeah, yeah. We had our own little Fight Club like a couple years before then. Maybe maybe it was like the year before because I think it was the year before I started high school. I don't remember, but yeah. Okay, let's get back to this thing. So we have our intestines. I just like pronouncing it that way, intestines, and I'm sure that's not how it's pronounced. Let me see. Intestines.
Intestines.
Yep. I just like pronouncing it intestines because it's just fun to say. You like try it sometimes. Do it. Do it. Do it. Say intestines. Say it, motherfucker. Okay. I'm just being weird. I'm sorry. Let's shrink this window down a bit, put it off to the side so I can see other important stuff going on, like the chat. So I can see chat. So the kidneys are going to be a bit lower. Here is the liver. And I'm going to put the gallbladder over here, even though that's not what it shows. It's like shows it like a little more back here, but I'm going to put it up here because I want to animate a scene where the horned toad like approaches the liver and he pulls down the gallbladder and then just starts pummeling it like a speed bag. Because like while the horned toad is inside the coyote's guts, like the horned toad is just messing with things, like he's squeezing a kidney or he's like lounging around on the liver or something. And then I wanted to like add a little thing where he like pulls down the gallbladder and just starts pummeling it like that. Milda says 25 minutes. We're talking about like 25 minutes left to go. Really? When did I start? 7:55. Okay. So wait, that schedule you gave me, like doing 2.5 minutes a day. Am I still taking a break after the 2 hours, the first initial 2 hours, or should I just like go straight through 2 hours and 30 minutes? Because I'd be okay with that. Maybe tomorrow we can like chop it up as like with do it in like 45-minute segments. Is that how it would go? No, an hour, an hour and 15-minute segments to like get the 2.5 hours in. I don't know. We'll discuss it. We'll figure it out. Oh, I'm using the brush. It's like why are my lines so faint and light? I was using my brush when I've taken to like sketching with my pen tool because the lines are darker and it gives me like a nice like fine sketch line that's easier to see, and it kind of gives me like more of an impression of like drawing with an actual pencil. Of course I could probably like set up my digital pencil to do the same thing, but let's see. Brush size, brush density, texture density, stabilization. Let's increase the brush density. There's a little bit of lag with that, I guess because of the textures involved with the pencil. But with the pen, there's like no texture at all. So I think I'll just go with the pen for now. Like the pencil would be cool, but my system just doesn't have the capacity to, I guess, keep up with the rendering of the textures and I guess as I lay them down. Melody says 23 minutes of normal 2 hour time. I mainly suggested this time schedule so you get scum service done early and the rest of the day then is totally yours. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, let's go ahead and like do like the 2.5 hours like just straight through. Just get this done for today. Maybe tomorrow we'll see how I feel. Maybe like go with like an hour and 15-minute schedule, 30-minute break in between, and then do the last hour and 15 minutes. We could try that out tomorrow, see how it goes. But yeah, 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 motherfucker. uh, I'm sorry, I'm just fucking crazy, man. I hope that guy pays me today. Because sometime today I got to go down to the local store down the mesa and check the mail. and pick up a package that I got waiting for me. And the package is some body wash because I signed up for like an Amazon subscription for body wash. And I find that it's a lot cheaper. Like the body wash I get now is like the um, hair and body wash. So I use it as a shampoo and just a regular soap and just wash myself down with just having to use the one product. It just makes things like easier for me, not only for like saving space because I don't have to deal with two containers of like body wash and shampoo. It just has to be one. And it just makes it easier. Just like reach for the same container for my hair and my body. But when I get it at the store, I have to like pay like about $3 or so per bottle. But for the Amazon subscription I get 6 bottles every 6 months, all for under $10. Like fucking 6 bottles for $10, and you ship it to me? Fuck yeah! And I put it for 6 months because like probably just go through like a bottle a month, as long as I'm the only one using it. Sometimes other family members have a tendency to use my soap, but I'll just let them know ahead of time, like, hey, this is my soap. Nobody use my soap. This is what I use to wash myself and to scrub my ass. Nobody says, gotta go to the mail saw. Mail saw? Mail saw. Like, check the mail? Well, what's a mail saw? What's a mail saw? I am out of energy drinks. Oh, I better drink some water. Mm. Oh, that is cold. Mesa equals Melsa. Huh. Okay, I see. What language would that be? Melsa. Or is it like one of your the cutes cutes made up words that we often tend to do because we're intoxicatingly cute like that. We're one of those couples. It's not like we don't use like words like schnookums or anything like that, but we have our own made up words for how we refer to each other. our cutesy language, our cutesy couples language. It's fun. Mother says, "Oh, did those keys ever turn up after all?" Oh, no, they didn't. I haven't heard anything, but my dad had to call the main office and let them know what happened. So the main office had to call Cortez, Colorado, and have someone bring down a spare set of keys for him to use his work truck. So as far as where his um, where his usual work truck keys are, we have no fucking idea. And as far as I know, those keys haven't turned up yet. So yeah, yeah. Still have some coffee. Yes. This is cold coffee from last night. Not that I'm complaining, just being informative. 13 minutes. Sweet. And then after that will be like the remaining 30 minutes. So I can get 2.5 hours in. Awesome. Fucking awesome. God damn. I don't know what it is. Like in the early morning before the crack of dawn, like, yeah, it'll be cold. And like I'll get the heater going and warm things up a bit. That'll be pretty chill. I'll be okay. But then when the sun gets to a certain point, for some reason, somehow it feels like it just gets colder. Like I'm feeling like a really cold chill right now. It's like brushing like on this side of my body, and like I can feel it on my feet, especially like this cold chill, like just kind of like trying to envelop me. And the only thing kind of keeping me warm is the heater I got going to my right. But I don't know why that is. It's like the sun is out. It should be getting warmer, not colder. Fuck. At least you can't see my breath anymore. Sort of. Slightly. Molly says 2.5 hours and then the whole day's yours. Sounds like a sweet gig. Fuck yeah, it is. I'm going to be so productive today. After I check the mail, of course. Oh, I hope that dude paid me. If he did, like maybe get myself a snack or something. Just one snack, so. Oh God. Oh fuck. Now that I feel that cold chill coming in, kind of like wafting over me, I just want to take a nap right now. God damn it. No. No. No naps. Get back to work, Black Horse. Okay. Sniffling like I'm crying. That's not what I intended. I'm just kind of like trying to clear my nasal passages. A little stuffed up. I'm liking this background. let's go ahead and kind of render it a little bit. That's how much I'm liking this background. Let's try to bring it that much closer to completion. Melody's asking, has he paid you yet? Let me see. Let me see what I can see. Dabba bit up bop bop beep bada beep bop bit up bow. I'm looking. It's loading up. It's gonna take a second. Okay, check my messages. Doesn't say that there's any new messages, so no, he has not responded yet. I think he lives in a different country, so he probably won't respond for a while. He might. Where would he be? I don't know where he comes from. I get the impression he might be from Germany. So in Germany, I think it's, well, it's pretty close to the UK, I assume, more or less. Well, at least in that same hemisphere. So it'd be like afternoon, maybe, over there. And 10. Yeah, I'm thinking like after late afternoon, early evening, perhaps, where he's at. So I don't know, possibly he's at work. I don't know what he does. So, oh, oh, fuck this cold air. Ugh, punch it away. Punch it. Ugh, get away from me, cold air. Ah, oof, oof. It's chilly. Chili's baby back ribs. Barbecue sauce. Ah, that didn't sound good. I'm having way too much fun with this background. I got to get to other storyboard, storyboarding other shots. But progress is progress. I'm making like less work for me in the future. But I guess as long as I'm enjoying it, right, is a rare occasion. It's like, oh, this community service is kind of fun right now, even though it's like eating into the time I could be using to make make some monies. But just take the time to enjoy it when the rare opportunity presents itself. Millie says So it's 5:50 p.m. for him. Continental Europe is 1 hour ahead of me. Melody says 5 minutes left for the first 2 hours. Yes. Yes. Okay, yeah. I dig that background. Melody says it's only fun because it's got blood and guts. Right? Oh, jeez, it's getting cold. I wish I could like move this heater over to the other side, but it's it's a propane heater and it's been on for a while, so by this time it's fairly warm, probably too hot to touch. That and then I got to worry about all the cords and stuff in the way because of the hose for the propane to feed into it. Fuck. It's like even though the sun's out, it should be getting warmer, but I keep getting blasted with this chill that keeps like freaking wafting across my body and especially my feet. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Got to get the blood. Got to get the blood moving. Get the blood pumping. Melody says, "Get some oven mitts. Get oven mitts for my feet." Lift some weights. Whew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Do some of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. Dog's still barking at those horses over there. One of those horses just go away. Okay. Whew. Okay. I'm good. Melody says, do jumping jacks off screen. Jumping is good cardio, like trampoline. Yeah, I'll do some when I start getting cold again. Getting too chilly. Okay. Let's see this. We've got the horned toad in there. Looks like he's pulling on a kidney. And he's punching it. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this background. Take what I have here, kind of enlarge it. Oh man, this is gonna be a fun background. Once I get it into like a higher resolution, I can like kind of cut and pan and zoom in different places. Okay. What are those dogs barking at now? Oh, the horses are on the move. They're finally leaving. Woo! It's nipply out there. Maybe it's got something to do with like since the sun is warming things up, like the cold air. Maybe there's like a science to it, like with the sun warming up the ground, hot air rises, but then would force the cold air down. Maybe that's where the cold draft is coming from. Maybe is that why it's getting colder when the sun first comes out? I don't know. I'm sure there's some sort of like weather science that goes on because I keep noticing that like after the sun comes up, like I like logic seems to like it seems logical to expect that it would start warming up, but when it's like above the horizon to like a certain degree, like it just feels like it gets colder. Whew. Anyway, enough ponderance about that. Drop down the opacity. Melody says it's because in winter the sun is much lower in the sky. Well, yeah, but like in the early mornings before the sun comes up, like yeah, it's cold, and I'll like turn on the heater and warm it up here, like warm it up in here, and it gets to like a certain temperature to where it's like comfortable. But then after the sun comes up and it's shining, all over the place, like I would think they would start getting warmer, but when it gets up, like for some reason it just gets colder, like it is right now. because like even though like my heater's on and the heater warmed up my cabin like to a certain degree, but after the sun came up, like it just got it just got colder again, almost back to the point before I turned on my heater. And I've had my heater on since this morning. Yeah, I turned it off a little while ago, and it got colder, and so I turned it back on, and it did get warmer. But then I keep getting hit with these like uh, brushes of like just cold air, just like kind of wafting over me. anyway, again, like enough pondering about that. Let's let's get back down to business. Okay, now that I have this anatomy figured out, I can close that window, free up some bandwidth for the stream. I like how the horned toad is smaller now that he's inside the coyote. Again, cartoon logic. You know, it doesn't make sense, but you know what? Who cares? It's a cartoon. But sometimes I get hung up on some of these details. It's like yeah, it's a cartoon, but it's a continuity error. Shut up, Black Horse. Shut up, logical Black Horse. You're spoiling the fun. I better go over and check on my mom here in a little bit. Um, over the weekend, she accidentally burned herself because she was trying to be independent, even though she knew she's supposed to call me if she needs help with anything, especially with the fire. But as stubborn as my mom is, and that's where I that's where I get it from. But she tried to do it on her own, and she ended up burning herself on her shin. So I should probably go check on her here in a little bit, make sure she's staying out of trouble. But yeah, she's kind of like beating herself about it. Like last night, I was like, "Oh, I'm supposed to call you, and I didn't. All that's all I had to do to avoid burning myself, was just to call you and tell you and ask you to like put another log on the fire." And I felt pretty bad about it too because like I was thinking like, ah, shoot. There was a moment last night where I was thinking like oh, my mom hasn't called me over to like help me or like help her cook dinner or something. But then I was working I was working on something like thinking like, well, if it's that important, like she'll if it's that important or that difficult, she'll give me a call. I know she will. And I know it's got to be like right at that moment. I'm pretty sure that that's the moment she burnt herself because sometimes I have this like intuition to like go over there and check on her. And when I do, at that very moment, she needs some sort of like assistance, like either like help preparing dinner, like, oh, I was just about to call you, or like she's fallen down. You know what? I'm not gonna put off this intuition. I'm gonna go over there and check on it. May as well get some coffee while I'm at it. I shall BRB. Let me write that. What the fuck? Oh. And I'm back. And yeah, my mom needed help with something. It wasn't like too major. She just needed help like putting her shower chair in the tub so she can wash up because I guess she's going to the clinic sometime today. But yeah, like as I was saying, like I have this intuition to like go over and check on my mom every now and then. And usually when that happens, like she's always in need of something. And I know this past weekend when I ignored it, kind of like telling myself like, oh well, I'm busy with this project, so like if she really does need me, she'll give me a call. She knows to do that, and I'm sure that's probably the time like that she burned herself over the weekend. So I feel slightly guilty about that, just ignoring the intuition. And in previous times, like when I've followed this intuition to go over there and check on her, like she'll either need help with like preparing dinner, or she's fallen, or like sometimes when I go like just enter the doorway, she's like in the process of falling. Like I've had that happen to where like I walk through the door and she's getting up to do something, but then in that next moment she starts like falling, like either like out of like the seat she was sitting in or out of her wheelchair, and I have to rush around to like help her. And when I thought of that just now, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to put off this intuition right now. I got to go see if she needs anything. And thankfully, like this time, it wasn't anything urgent. She just needed help, like getting her shower chair into the tub. But yeah, notice says just over 10 minutes. Well, yeah? What time is it? Sweet. Oh, shoot. Yeah. Oh, okay. So like I'm almost done. I'm almost done for the day. Right, love? Am I almost done for the day? Mm, mm. I'm such a fucking dork. Mm. Coffee and cookies. So delicious. Except when they're holiday cookies. Like I found that out over the weekend. Like my sister, like she made some homemade holiday cookies and they were pretty good. I liked them. But then when I paired them with coffee, it was so weird. Like the holiday cookies, the homemade holiday cookies I was eating, it's like they were pretty good. Like I liked them. And I also like coffee. But when I paired the two and I tried it and I was like eating it, like eating the cookie and like took a swig of coffee, I was like, oh man, this tastes like shit. Not that I've ever eaten shit before, but it was definitely an unpleasant taste in my mouth because it just kind of like boggled my mind. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? It's like when I eat the cookie, it's pretty good. When I drink the coffee, it's pretty good. But when I eat the cookie and drink the coffee, some weird reaction with the mixture of the tastes just fucking clashed. And it was really off putting. It's like, what the fuck is this? Like, what happened? Hmm. Hmm. So yeah, coffee and homemade holiday cookies, they don't go together. I don't know why that is, but the fucking taste was awful. And I kept making that mistake as the day went on. Like, as the day went on, like I'd munch on a holiday cookie and then like randomly, like I'd take a swig of coffee and then fucking that taste in my mouth is like, oh God, oh fuck, I forgot. Ugh. Ugh. Weird, weird. Like two pleasant tastes that make sense. That in your head it makes sense because like other cookies and coffee go together, but not holiday cookies. It's like they're both cookies and it's coffee. They should mix, but they don't. What the fuck is up with holiday cookies not mixing with coffee? It's weird. I'm not, and I'm sure it doesn't like go. Oh, doesn't include like all holiday cookies are bad with coffee, but it was just these certain like homemade ones which didn't seem to blend well. Melody says 7 minutes. Oh, this horned toad is upset. Yeah. I got his like hand on his hip too. He's just an old man, old grandpa horned toad. We all teach this ma'i a thing or two. Ma'i is Navajo for coyote. Ma'i. For those of you wondering, I'm pretty sure you're not, but there you go. There you go. He reminds me of that evil turtle from Family Guy. Sheldon, that's his name. Reminds me of Sheldon from Family Guy. Just that pissed off expression of his. Oh, why you swallow me whole, will you? I'll teach you a thing or two. And Herbert when he scowls. Oh, Herbert the pedophile? Do you like popsicles? I got a whole freezer full of popsicles. Get back here, you fat son of a bitch. Is that what he says? No, get back here, you. Or does it say Pigly, son of a bitch? Get back here, you Pigly, son of a bitch. No. Oh, it must be my birthday. Here, Jesse, smell my finger. Mm. I'm trying to do that, like that pleasing sigh of his, that gratified sigh of his. Mm. 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 I'm close, but I'm not there. Mm. Mm. That's a bit closer. Mm. Mm. Oh God, it's such a creepy sound. Mm. Ah, Melody says 1 minute. Really? Fuck. Time is just flying by. I like this pose and expression. Oh God, it's so good. I'm actually having a little bit of fun with this right now. But I got to get to my other stuff once my time is up so I can make some money. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want. Time. It is time. All right. Hope y'all enjoyed this stream. If you liked it, please follow me, subscribe, share it. I don't know. But yeah, if you want to contribute to the Navajo Coyote Stories Reanimation Fund, there is a link in the section below. It'll take you to my coffee page, and there you can donate any dollar amount. If you don't, that's cool. But if you do, that'd be fucking awesome. And then I'd give you a shout out. Um, let's see, what else is there? I gotta make a list of people who've donated to this project so far. There's two I know who have donated to this project, and then there were some other random donations. I think they might be just supporters showing their support, but I don't know in particular, like if they're donating to this actual project or not. Can't say. I'm not sure. But anyway, um, yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time, I shall check y'all later. Sweet. Bye.